everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. We're having another wig chat today here, and we are going to be taking a look at a pretty dang new style on the Raquel Welch line. It's called Ahead of the Curve, and it's in the color SS Golden Wheat. So stick with me. All right, let's start with the cap this time. So we have a left side monofilament part that goes into a temple to temple lace front. Raquel Welch does absolutely gorgeous lace fronts. We do have the felt temple tabs here. We do have some middle stays, and they feel pretty good. We have an extended nape here on this style. And extended napes for me, what that means is it gives me a little extra comfort and even a little extra security back there. I like having that little bit of a bigger band. And when it's felt line, it's super soft, and I just love that extra feature. I can live without that as long as whatever that band is that's going to touch me back there is felt lined. We also have the Velcro type of tabs back here. Remember, you can bring these out a 1/2 inch, up to a 1/2 inch, and you can bring them in up to a 1/2 inch. So the idea there is that most people can fit an average. And I know there are a lot of you that are definitely petites or even true larges that isn't the case for. This is machine wefted. We do have some stretch. This also has that silicone along this sort of banding. And that silicone really is great for those of you that don't have any hair back there because it grips really nicely, yet it's comfortable. And for those of you that wear wig caps, or like me, you don't wear any wig caps, this might not make that big of a difference to you, but I don't know. I find Raquel Welch caps in general very comfortable. Okay, I'm going to get this one on, but before I do that, I'm going to let you know what I have on my head right now. And this is a Raquel Welch wig in the color Shaded Biscuit, and it is called Limelight. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get this where it needs to be. Something is telling me that's real crooked. It definitely is. I'm going to get those straight, make sure they're against my head. Oof. I don't think that part's going to be able to be right there. Where is that? Okay. So I am going to say this is not a heat-friendly fiber because I'm seeing a lot more shine than what I am used to. Okay, let me get that right kind of where it needs to be. Okay. All right. I can tell right now this is not a heat-friendly fiber. There's great things to that. You know, it's going to be not quite as delicate as the HD fibers are, you know, and it's going to be easier to keep looking nice. But it's the shine factor. That's one of the things I really struggle with when they are not heat-friendly fibers. So right off the bat, I know that I would have to use some dry shampoo. Got to get rid of that shine a bit. I'm not looking to make something look really powdery and matte looking, you know, with that much dry shampoo, but I do need to dull the shine. This is just, it would make me feel a little uncomfortable to have this much shine. Couple things that are going on right away is I do have a little bit of like weird box hair situation going on. We have like literally a crimp or a bend where it must have sat like that in the box. But, you know, by the time maybe we get even done with this wig chat, it might have kind of calmed down a bit. All right. I'm just gonna try to get this to look a little bit goodness. I might have to take, okay, I do want to let you guys know something. Okay, right off. This isn't one of those that I put on my head and I'm just going, oh my God, I love it. And that's the norm actually, that is the norm for me. It's not often that I get one on my head and fall in love with it immediately. I have many that I now love, but it started out a little rocky. But I don't panic. I have some things in my tool belt. I have lots of options that will help me to get this to a place where hopefully I am liking it. I've got hairsprays, both aerosol and pump. I got wetter formulas, drier formulas. I have different types of styling aids for wigs. And I also have dry shampoos. You can use different dry shampoos. They don't have to necessarily be made for wigs. That's one product that you're okay with doing that with. But I also have some dry shampoo that is made for wigs. So you'll eventually, if you haven't already, you will eventually hit on a dry shampoo that you like. Because for me, when it's like this, I need to dull the shine. And some dry shampoo is great for styling with, but they're not great at that. And vice versa. So I do recommend experimenting. So when you get in a situation like this, you have those options and you can rest assured that you're probably going to be able to deal with this. All right, so with that in mind, first I'm going to give you a spin, and then I'm going to gather up some of these supplies so we can work on getting the shine more comfortable for myself. You might be okay with it, but for me, I would definitely have to work on that. The other thing is these fibers are brand new. They're very silky. And funny enough, I actually like a little more texture in the fibers themselves. To me, it gives me more of this realism that I like. And so I'm going to have to deal with doing that as well. So let me give you a spin first. Okay, I'm going to get some stuff. All right, here's what I grabbed. I grabbed some styling cream, John Renault. I'm going to experiment with this. I haven't used this too much. It's the number 4. This is John Renault also. I think it's called Pick Me Up, and it is a styling aid / dry shampoo. I love that about it. Also, I have my Kenra dry shampoo, just in case this isn't giving me enough to dull the shine. Because most of the time I don't have to deal with the shine because I tend to go for the heat-friendly fibers. And for the hairspray today, I think I'm going to go ahead and probably go with the Control here. This is by Hair You Wear. So that's where we're going to at least start. Now, because this is not a heat-friendly fiber, we can use something like this. This is a wig brush. And these are totally fine to use on regular synthetic or human hair fibers, what have you. Now, because I have very expensive equipment here, I am not going to use dry shampoo in this room. It tends to just get everywhere. So I am going to do that outside this room in my bathroom. And when I come back, I'll let you know which one of these helped. Probably I'll use both. I'm not sure. So I will be right back. So I started using this one. This one just didn't have what I needed. I needed a true dry shampoo. So using both of these gives me great texture, which makes styling so much easier. And I love that. I mean, just doing this, it lifts. It's not so soft. It's going to be so much easier to deal with. But I have to say the Kenra dry shampoo, which tends to be my favorite go-to, gave me a little more texture, and it also just did a better job at taking the bulk of that shine down. Again, I don't want to take the shine completely away, but this to me went a little longer with that in mind versus this one. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that. Okay, so now that we do have some dry shampoo in there, believe it or not, any styling aid at this point that you use, whatever the hairspray is going to behave and work so much better because we have this powdery sort of product now in these fibers, and this is hairspray. is going to be able to lock onto that as well as the fiber. So it's going to just help the whole thing. And it's going to make your styling a lot easier. I mean, already I am liking this so much better. So I'm going to now maybe take the lid off this. And I put my lid on my real expensive thing. Another styling aid that might come in handy for this style is some of the Peace Out cream here by Jon Renau. It's a number 4. It is a very heavy, very waxy styling aid. This is hard wax, and you don't need much of it. You're going to feel like you don't have much, but you do. Just go light with it, because honestly, a little goes a long way, and it will gum up your fibers in no time. But there is a place for it, and I really recommend you experiment with it. You know, if it washes out. This is made for synthetic fibers. It'll wash out if you do end up putting too much in. You know, it's fine, but go light with it, because all of a sudden it sneaks up on you and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I think I put too much on. But a style like this, what might help me is making it look a little edgy, a little piecey, you know, and just kind of use a heavier product to manipulate the fibers a little easier. Give me a different look with it. Maybe, you know, I need to like pull down these front ones and piece these out, make these come forward, or, you know, even if you're never been into styling your own hair, you might be a whiz at it once you get your wigs. I'm telling you, it's a different ball game. And, you know, I wouldn't recommend, honestly, on your way to work and you're running behind, sticking a wig on your head that you've never worn before. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys would never do that anyway. You know, I recommend playing with a new wig when you have a lot of time on your hands. Make it fun, you know. And yes, your heart's going to be kind of like doing a little jumping, because you're like, oh, I don't know if I like this. Because when you get to this stage, you got to keep it, right? Because you're putting product in it. You can't put product in it unless you truly are keeping it. But like I said, in my head, I have like criteria. Do I like the color? Because I can't change the color. So I got to like the color, number 1. I gotta like the general length. I gotta like the style, which I normally do by the time I get it. I picked it out because I liked the style. Sometimes, however, certain times, it will disappoint me. And it's like, what were they going? What was happening here when they shaped this wig? That, you know, that will happen from time to time, but it doesn't honestly happen very often. So yes, you gotta like the style, and 9 times out of 10 you will, because there's something about it you liked when you ordered it. So I'm just kind of making this look a little more edgier. Maybe we'll make these really straight. It's a neat thing about Peace Out cream is piecing it, literally. That's why it's called that. I mean, personally, I would do this a little bit everywhere, and this would be a great alternative way to wear this one without styling it and putting stuff in it. So experimenting with your different styling aids, I think, is a lot of fun, for me anyway. And it's always good to know you have them and that you have that option. And when you are just about ready to throw up your hands and say, I just don't like it and I can't return it now, then you go to this, or whatever one you haven't tried yet, and just keep going. Because I actually really like this I think it's cute. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye. I hope that you guys felt a little inspired and that maybe you can dig out a couple of those styles that you thought, I just wish I wouldn't have kept this. Get yourself some of these styling aids and start playing with them. And if something isn't working, that's okay. Try something else. You might have to put a little clip in, maybe a cute little square band headband. But really start utilizing some of these wig products, these styling aids, because they're made for a reason, and you can make it look different from one time to the next. If nothing else, you can make something look really sleek and sexy one day, or very casual and airy the next, just by using some of these styling aids alone. So doing stuff like this really helps you learn about what they do, and you're not going to know that unless you get your hands in there and start experimenting with them. These products are made for these types of wigs. They're made for synthetic fibers, so you don't have to worry about them ruining it, and they'll all wash out. So don't worry about that. Just get in there and start having fun. Okay, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.